Okay, I'm Mike Hankey. We're going to be doing a code tool review of SonarQube with a focus on analyzing JavaScript and NPM packages. So the background we'll be covering is SonarQube's background. We'll be covering what, how, and where to use SonarQube. We'll be covering SonarQube uses, shortcomings, and considerations. And then we'll be doing a demo. So the background of SonarQube, it was created to address the need to identify and manage code quality issues in software development projects. It covers a variety of different aspects like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, other standards like OWASP Top 10. What, how, and where to use SonarQube. So as you can see in this graph, SonarQube is on the right side, which is in the build and test section. And then there's a quality gate that checks if the code passes, then it gets merged to production. And if it doesn't, it gets kicked back, and then any issues are fixed, and then the process is repeated again. There's also some other Sonar options like Sonar linting, which is done in the IDE, and then Sonar Cloud, which is out on the cloud. So SonarQube is a platform for code quality and security analysis. How it's open source and it continuously inspects code with static analysis and provides reporting. So that's a key, static analysis. We'll cover that in some of the downfalls of SonarQube. And then where it's ran typically on a server or in a cloud environment. So there's three components to SonarQube. You have the scanner, and then you have the servers, the SonarQube servers, and then you have the database server. So uses, shortcomings, and considerations for SonarQube. SonarQube uses can be used in various software development environments and languages, and it's in multiple IDEs. You can use it, and continuous integration and continuous delivery pipelines. In this demo, we'll be focusing on scanning JavaScript with NPM packages. SonarQube will help identify security vulnerabilities in the JavaScript code. One of the shortcomings was it wasn't able to detect vulnerabilities in the NPM packages, so we have to use OWASP dependency check. But SonarQube has a plugin in the marketplace that'll read these dependency checks and show it as a report. Some other shortcomings are it could create false positives or false negatives, and it can not catch runtime issues. This is what I mentioned when it's a static analysis check. Also, it needs the OWASP utility to detect NPM vulnerability dependencies. Other considerations are you need to integrate it into your workflow, training concerns maybe, and customizing it for your product or for your project. So the demo, I already have SonarQube set up, and we have the dependency check installed from the marketplace. Locally, I have SonarQube installed as an NPM package, the scanner. The test bed is OWASP Node Goat, which uses JavaScript Node, and it'll demonstrate some OWASP Top 10 security risks. So the process is we're going to start the Docker to get the SonarQube server going. We're going to run the dependency check to get the NPM vulnerabilities. Then we're going to run SonarQube scanner to get the code vulnerabilities, and then also upload the dependency report. And then finally I'll show the analysis of the review of what SonarQube reporting looks like. So first what we'll do is I'll make sure I have the Docker up and going. So that's running. Then what we'll do is we'll run the dependency check and then output it in HTML. I'll pause the video throughout this process and pause it and show, well, we can scan up to show the results. So you can see it runs different analysis, and these aren't necessarily errors, they're just warnings and information. What's going on, and then down here will be the scans of what it's doing, checking different things, checking JavaScript, and then here is where it outputs the report. Next, we'll run the scanner, sonar scanner, and this will go against the code base and then upload it to our server. I'll make sure that the server is still going. Yep, still running. So here's the sonar scanner going. I'll pause the recording and then we'll continue when it's done. So the scanner completed in 2 minutes. So let's see. So here's, let's go up. Whoops. So it just did a bunch of security vulnerability checks, and it checks different code programming languages if you had them. And here it's analyzing the dependency check we did and other files. And here it uploaded it to the server, so we'll grab that URL. Whoops. And we'll go out there and take a look at what it looks like. I'll pause while this gets loaded for the first time. Okay, so SonarQube started up, and we'll log in here. Make sure I'm recording. Good deal. So here you can see that they failed the code quality gate, and then it gives you a nice breakdown of details of what's going on with the code base and duplication, and you can see a history of the code base. So also there's the dashboard. So this is like the overview section, and then there's also the dashboard, which is just a nice little index card essentially. So then the dashboard, or this little card under projects, has some more information. So what we'll do is we'll look at the dependency check. So that's under more. Whoops. Let's see. Under the project. Here we go. So here's the dependency check. And you can see it's a nice little report of what's going on with the project and the dependencies, the NPM dependencies. So the vulnerabilities are listed, and then there's a severity rating, a CVE count, confidence level, and evidence count. So then you can actually, one downfall thing I noticed is if you click these, it opens up another window and goes there. So you actually have to scroll down to it. And then here's an example where it's this one has untrusted data. Let's look up a handlebar. I think had some critical issues. Oops. So you can see if they're confirmed or not, the vulnerabilities, and if you need to upgrade, here's like the score of vulnerability. So yeah, overall, it's a nice tool. I've really enjoyed using it. It has a lot of information. The code quality checks are really nice also, along with the security checks. And then adding this other layer of NPM package checks for the dependencies is a nice plus also. So thank you for your time, and have a great evening.